Assalamu alaikum. What's going on, family? What's going on, world? We just gonna chop it up right now. I got some I got some got some stuff I got some stuff on my mind as usual. Y'all know how it go. When it when it comes to my mind, I gotta spit it out. I gotta spit. as rappers say. It's one of them videos. I wanna get I wanna get some folks involved. Black Muslim media, like, share. We don't have a subscription. We're not charging the people for the knowledge, for the haq. So like, comment, say what's up, send me a salam alaikum. Let's get the Black Muslim media, the Black Muslim voice. Let's get it out into the reverberation, into the circulation. Let's get it out there. Hopefully a few people jump on here who can help me out with a problem I got. I need y'all to do some math with me. I brought some numbers with me today, so I need some help. I need some help, man. I need y'all smarter than me, so I need y'all to straighten out some things for me. I'm throughout this, inshallah, throughout this video, I'm gonna be actively I'm gonna be actively engaged in the comments. So and possibly maybe somebody come on here and talk with me about what we got going on here in the US of A. Maybe somebody could, but sometimes the internet folks, y'all be tripping, man. Y'all be tripping. Y'all be coming on here with all types of conspiracy theories and a whole bunch of weird stuff that I don't like to get off into. I ain't got nowhere to put my doggone phone, man. I ain't bring me. Hold on one second. Well, you know what? It'll be all right. Find somewhere I can sit my phone at so I can see what's really going on. I can't see what's going on. I need y'all to talk to me though. I gathered some I study, you know what I'm saying? Alhamdulillah, I study. I study. Shoot me a salam alaikum, a peace, something. Say something. Say what's happening. What's happening? I got the comments. We got the comments going today. Share this so we can get some conversations going. I'm trying to get a hold of y'all before the football game come on. Who they? Y'all know what it is. I had to throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? So for the football game, come on, man. I feel I jump on here. I want to talk about. I want to conversate with the folks, with the people. I need some things straightened out. I just need to know that I'm not crazy. I brought some numbers with me. Okay, so today I want to talk about. I didn't really clarify. Most of the time, whatever I'm gonna try to speak about, I clarified. Excuse me. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah wa salatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Most time in my titles, I try to clarify what I want to talk about, but this time, I kind of am and did clarify what I want to talk about, and like I said, I'm asking for myself. Situation for the Black community and for Black folks in this country, it does not look good. It has never looked good. At best, it's hopeful, but it doesn't look good. I try to fight against that. I try to fight against. I try to be hopeful. I try to be positive. I try to be, all that stuff that they say we supposed to be. You believe anything, you could do it. Which is not true because we've been believing we can do this thing for a long time, and it does not look like we doing it. all in all, we are at the butt end of the stick when it comes to uh, when you take a statistical analysis, or when you read a statistical analysis. We got some real serious stuff going. Hey, sound like Abu Asa. We got some real serious stuff going on in this country, and we batting a blind eye to it. Y'all know I can't really keep quiet, but we batting a blind eye. We get okay. So everybody like to keep up with the score. Um, we love sports. We love basketball. We love football. We love to keep up with the score. We love to see the point spread and all of that. We can we not be distracted? Can we not be distracted by this thing? Let's take that same frame of thought, that same frame of thinking, and let's apply it to things that matter. Um, I gathered some statistics. It ain't nobody on here right now, so I really don't want to say my statistics. But people, if they join in a little bit later, they might miss the statistical part. But I'm gonna try to say that to maybe, inshallah, some people come on here. Um, but we losing in every major statistical category. We black folks are last, and we last not by a little bit. We last by a lot. And I want to know, why is that? Everybody has like they taken they're promoting and propagating all of this um like black empowerment and stuff, but it's what you call it, it not smoke screen, but it is wolf tickets. I don't know. It's not true. It's not true. We getting smashed in the statistical game. As y'all know, all of our lives are hard collectively. It seems like we just found a way to be comfortable in our enslavement. Um, it just seemed like we found a way to be comfortable uh, being slaves. And what I mean when I say that is just basically, as we all know, as y'all know, we have confirmed, and I'm one of the few proponents of the recognition of systemic racism in this country. Number one, I'm an advocate against it because I'm victim of it. I mean, we all victim of it, but I was one of the worst cases of victimization when it comes to this. So uh, I want to know, I really want to know what we got going on here. I want to know. I want to know how what the idea is about, because I ain't nothing but a convict. That's all I am. Uh, One that reads a lot. So I want to know what the idea is for us to get out of this situation, because it seems like for centuries we've been just okay coexisting with the systemic racism. I'm not okay with it. I'm like so determined to not be a statistic, even though I am. I'm so determined to not be a statistic. Um, I'm trying to figure out ways that, I could, buy my own freedom. Um, I guess we can use the term financial freedom. That's one of the nice internet reverberations we have in circulation right now. So, define our financial freedom, which is, that's really the biggest problem. Um, we're not generating any type of financial freedom. Our finances are dependent on um, the powers to be. I'm trying to be careful about what I'm saying, so y'all know what I'm trying to say. We dependent on the system, and since we are dependent on the system, we are not getting anywhere. It looks like sometimes we might even going backwards, and at best, we are um, we slip in and we fall in, and then we get up, and then we slip and fall again, then we get up, and then we slip and fall again. If you continue like that, you are never going to cross over to where you're trying to go. Um, our unemployment rates is crazy. The employment rate is embarrassing. The statistics about Black employment is embarrassing. The statistics about Black entrepreneurship is embarrassing. The statistics about Black home ownership, which is the number one form of wealth, is home and land ownership, is embarrassing. The amount of wealth that we are generating is embarrassing. Like we just getting whooped every way, shape, form, and fashion. And I need to know what the plan is, gang. What is the plan? What are we doing here? It just seemed like more of the same. Trusting the crooked white politicians, it doesn't work. They've all proven us wrong. We keep believing in them generation after generation, one after another, one after another. Singing Negro spirituals in the masjid or in the church, that does not work. Um, Nonprofit organizations, nonprofit charitable organizations, that doesn't work. Um, that's really all that we've been doing. So what are we supposed to do? What is the idea here? Uh let me get into let me get into some of these stats, man. First statistic, if we got I play with the numbers. Everybody know I play with the numbers. First statistic, uh we have not so many Black business, because right now the head of the talk is Black business, Black business, Black business. Get an LLC, get an LLC, get an LLC. We all rushing to get an LLC, but we don't have a business to back up and support the LLC. The LLC is just a tax registration. That's all it is. It don't. If you get an LLC, it doesn't guarantee you're gonna make some money. It is the first step. I'm not trying to shoot that. I have an LLC, so and I make money out of mine though. But alhamdulillah, so I'm not shooting down having an LLC. I'm just saying, Black folks, we have a trend of how can I say it? Man, we be perping. I ain't about to try to be all intellectual. No, we be perping, man. We be big time perping. Just like how we wear expensive clothes, but we don't have any. But we're behind on our expenses. We wear clothes that cost a lot of money, but we don't have any money. So we perping. We faking. That's what the whole game behind wearing nice clothes is. That's the 52 fake out behind having so many so-called designer names. It makes it look like you have some kind of money, and it's silly. We draping ourselves out with all these so-called high-end European designer names, and at best, the individuals doing this are are behind in the game that's been played. Let's just put it like that. The brother who all decked out with the Hellcat and all the jewelry and all this stuff, he gonna take you to a decent little apartment that's right outside the hood or that's ducked off in the hood somewhere. Priorities all the way back then. And I ain't talking. I don't want to talk down or bad about my folks in the hood. They're my people, right? They're my people. But we got to keep it real. At the same time, you got a bunch of people like the AT aliens, my Atlanta family. They get into it. They get into it. They doing good. They starting to figure out how the game is played and they playing it. But we perping. Like we get into we go into the debt of having these nice homes and stuff, and having the homes built, play the credit game, get the credit up, and so on and so forth. And when you get that house, you really just amassing some type of debt. That's cool. That's cool because owning a house and paying a mortgage, like the internet says, is cheaper than rent. But the liability that comes with owning a house or a particular type of property, nobody's talking about that, which is a different conversation for a different day. And then how do you use home ownership um, as an asset value? That's another thing. We just getting our credit score up to 650, and then we apply to get a house, and we put all our numbers and our paperwork in, and then boom, we get the house, and we're in the house, and then we taking pictures on Instagram. It's like, oh yeah, get your credit right. Y'all need to play the game right, and we got our fronts up. We ain't really winning like how we think we winning. Winning, when I'm talking about those kinds of things, winning is, how come we aren't the credit agencies that are clearing individuals, i.e., Black individuals, to get into the homes? How come we are not the banks that are indiscriminately providing the loans for these houses, so forth, setting the loan terms for these houses? I'm speaking big picture. I'm not speaking low level. I'm not speaking to a low level of understanding, which is just to get the 650 credit score, get a house, and boom, you done made it. No, that's a liability until you actually own that house, which we probably won't, because it's a house really that's worth getting into debt about is going to be at least a quarter million or better. Uh, so if, so you don't have a quarter million, you have a $250,000 debt. You're not worth that. Does not count towards your net worth. Having a $250,000 debt. If you got a mortgage and you're in it and you paying it, you might not even be behind on it. But that's not a um, it hasn't technically rolled over into being an asset. um if you own it, and then whatever the value of that is, of course you can sell it at market value or whatnot, but if you don't have any equity in it, you don't have any type of accrued equity in it, then you just breaking even, and you just swapping out one debt for another. So that's still, like I said, we got our fronts up. So uh 90 95% of, we have just we got a minute percentage of Black people that have Black owned businesses. So of all of the Black owned businesses, I think the number is like 2.6 million Black owned businesses. It's really not, it's really not a good number when there's 40 million of us in the country. But of the 2.6 million, 95% of the 2.6 million, excuse me, don't have employees. That 95% of them are sole proprietorship, sole props. Why is this a bad thing? This is good as a survival tactic and technique, because I'm a sole prop. So by default though, because I ain't really want to like chase out the whole. I get to some money, but I don't idolize the money. So I'm not. I try not to spend mine. The entire day trying to get some money, which a lot of people do. That's idolizing the money. But um um it's good. What are the good aspects of what's the good things about it? The good things about it is people like myself, who was a convicted felon, I have no chance of getting any type of worthy employment that's worthwhile. Not saying that nobody does. I'm not saying this is a 100% sealed fact. I'm just saying it's 99%. 99% of us don't, of the convicts don't won't have decent employment. Because of that, I started my own business, which was a sole prop, and I'm just a labor service contractor. That's it. That's it. It ain't really nothing too sophisticated. I came up with an idea. It was like I'm spending 8-10 hours a day working in a plant, working for some plantation, producing their products. I'm not utilizing my intelligence, any type of diploma or degree that I may have acquired in business at school, or any type of formal training. I'm not utilizing my brain. I'm utilizing my muscle. I'm a strong back and a big pair of hands. That's it. I was real with myself about it. I was like, man, I could do this for myself, and charge what I want to charge or what I can charge, which would be more than I started when I got out of prison. I started out, the first job I got from a Muslim brother, as a matter of fact, from our beloved Arab Muslim brothers. He was paying me $8.30 an hour. SubhanAllah. And they lied and told me it was gonna be, when they hired me on, they said it was gonna be $14 an hour. And When I got there, worked there for 2 weeks, and he calculated it. When he calculated it, he paid me under the table. Took the taxes out himself, $8.30 an hour. So I said, after doing that for a little bit, I started my own. So I started my own, service, a business providing a labor service because I knew that's what my value is, was, and is to the economy, to the local economy, whatever. So that's the good side of it, for individuals who may be convicts or who may be educated, don't have work experience of any type, maybe like, you didn't do well in your 20s and now you're in your 30s, like you just worked a job here and there, or maybe you didn't acquire any type of significant skills that the economy requires. So that contracting is the next best thing, and you can make some decent money. Hard, very hard, because there's a lot of competition, some unfair competition in contracting as well. But um, excuse me. That's the good side of it. That's the good aspect of it. That's the decent good aspect of it. The cons to that are that is that you own your own and you are up against a machine. You are up against a machine. There are a lot more people with a lot more money that's providing the same service that you are, who have much more branding power than you do. So you have to work 5 times as hard to be noticed, as opposed to the already established contractors who are most of the time white and come from money all the way back to the time of slavery. It's what I found in my experience in contracts. It's my 5th year. So that's the good parts about it. The bad parts about that is, myself included, this situation. So people say black business, black business, black business, black business. We're not generating employment with sole props. That's the problem. Why is this a problem? Because now we had all of the would-be laborers who should be valued. We should definitely get the conversation started. This whole $15 an hour minimum wage thing is an insult. That's an insult. That's $15 an hour is still poverty. Everywhere in this country is still poverty. How are they lobbying for us to be richer poor people? That makes no sense. And we're going with it because now it's like $8.30, and some places it's like $6.50 minimum wage. That's what they have to pay you minimally. And we hear $15 an hour. We're like, yeah, let's get behind Biden because he's gonna make the minimum wage $15 an hour. Well, let news to you: $15 an hour is poverty. It is poverty. It's poverty. So that's not a win. So we are not generating employment. That's the first problem with 95% of our businesses being sole props. We cannot afford to hire our own people. It's not logical that everybody's going to be an entrepreneur. That's just not logical. The minority of people are going to become entrepreneurs. That's just a historical fact, all the way from the time of Adam, alayhi salatu wassalam. It's a historical fact. So, how do we compensate? We hire people. And in the Islamic tradition, we pay. You have to pay a living wage, a living decent wage in Islam, mandatorily. And even this is not the standard, but even the Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu wasalam, he advised us that you should pay your laborer before the sweat drops off of his face. Uh, this is not to be taken in a literal sense, but the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam was trying to emphasize to the people on how you should be fair in respecting the labor force. So if we cannot and we do not provide employment via Black businesses in the community, then how can we at all begin to cure the illnesses in our community? How can we begin to cure the illnesses in our community? How can we get people off of government assistance? How can we get people out of the criminal justice system? And this is a ramification of Black businesses not being able to. I'm not blaming. I'm just saying this is what the reality is. Black business, my business included, Black businesses not being able to hire people out of their own community and locale. So that forces us, the majority of the people, I've seen a statistic that says 78%. We're going to talk about that a little later, but it puts the vast majority of Black people who are in the workforce into into dependence on our historical enemy. And please don't feel nobody white don't feel no kind of way about that. I'm not saying all white people are our enemy. I'm just saying there is systemic racism in still in play. The rules and the laws to the game have not changed. They have not changed. Um so um so then people have to go to to go to depend on a oppressive system. They have to go to the big white conglomerates, and since there is a stench of racism that's still, because y'all got to think we are not even 100 years removed from Jim Crow, maybe just about 100 years. Let me see. Almost 100 years. So it's not even been a century from Jim Crow. So that stench is still here. It's still here. We're a little bit better. So, they're not sicking dogs on us in the middle of the street, and they're not hanging us from trees anymore. They're putting us in jails and they're shooting us in the back and saying that you had a gun. So it's kind of changed the way they dealt with. So, um, um uh so that with that stench still being there, and everybody that I know who is Black and is African American and grew up in this country has a story and an extensive experience of racism, experience a story that they can tell you from any part in their life and many parts in their life and the majority parts of their life of racism. Even if you grew up in like a white neighborhood and what is termed the all white neighborhood, they experience some type of uh, disenfranchisement, some type of marginalization. All of them did. That's just the way it is, and we just got to be real, people. We really want to get this thing rolling. We got to be real. Um, um, so, with that being said, we are forced to go and ask our, slave masters to give us a job. Say, hey, will you feed me? I have to feed my family. I got, 5 kids. I gotta feed them. They said, oh yeah, I'll give you a job. $9 an hour. That's a problem. Why are we not talking about this? $9, $10, $11, $12, $13, $14, $15, $16, 17, 18, 19, even 20. Even $20 an hour. It's barely making it. It's barely making it. $20 an hour is about $4,000, maybe a little bit more a month, and that's before taxes. And the standard living wage is like $5,600 a month. So you $1,600 short. $1,600 short already, and that's not counting your debt. It's not counting your rent / mortgage payment. We don't have any wealth to buy and own a decent car, so you're forced to go to these buy here, pay here's, and these lots, these predatory loan lots, where they go and put you in. They punish you for not having a credit score and your credit and you're having a decent credit score, and you can't have a decent credit score because you don't have any money. They told me when I first started my credit venture that I have a thin file, and that's the reason why my credit score is so low. I was like, man, I was in prison for 10 years. Of course, I'm going to have a thin file. How could I have a thick file? Number one, when I was in prison. Uh, Number two, I don't have any money. I don't have any money to be able to. I didn't generate any money, nor have I generated enough money for them to look at me and say, "Okay, you can afford to have a credit card and pay us $400, $500 a month credit." How are we being punished for that when we come from nothing as a result of slavery? How? Make me understand this. Make me understand what politician, what preacher, what whoever leader you have taken, w- explain to me, ask them what is the logic behind us accepting this. We accept it. We go along with it like it's okay. This is the way we know this is the way it is, but we go along with it and accept it. It's like, oh, we just accept it. We just stand by it. We're not doing nothing. We're not doing anything to change it. So, uh, 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 just think about, and then when you're trying to make it, you have to go into some type of debt, and when you come to the creditors, they say, oh well, you don't have much debt already, so you haven't proved trustworthy of being able to handle any type of debt. And so they say, okay, I'll give you a loan, but it's going to be 26%. How am I supposed to get ahead and compete with the people who come from money, whose families come from money, white people, whose families come from money, and they walk straight into these situations ahead of the game, and they have low interest everything, low interest credit cards, low interest car payments, low interest this, low interest that. How can we compete? If I'm paying 25% interest rate and you paying 5% interest rate, do the math. And then that's just repetitive. And I already don't have money. I'm taking a loan out. I'm trying to get this whole credit thing because I don't have any money. Because I'm already, according to my wage, I'm already submerged by the living wage standards, about on average by $1,600, and that's at best. A lot of us don't make $20 an hour. The vast majority of us make $16 an hour, and we get excited about that. And that puts you about $2,000 in debt a month, short of the stick. So what are we doing? Where are we going with this? Where are we doing? That's one point. That's one point. I don't see anybody comment on that so yet. So I'm gonna go to the next one. These are queries of mine. I want to know what the grand scheme is. I want to know what the plan. I want to know what the plan is for this stuff because I'm victim of it, just like y'all are victim of it. I want to know what the plan is to even the playing field and to get us to where we need to be. The next this is a light one, but it carries a heavy meaning. Only 8% of black businesses, of the minute percentage of black businesses that we have in circulation, are scientific, professional, and technical. These are the top three fields that generate wealth right now in this modern day and age. Less than 8%. So most of it is like my business is service based. That's still slavery. We just I feel like a high paid slave. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm doing a lot, but it still ain't enough. Only 8% are are situated to some degree in the three major fields that generate the most wealth in the country. What is the plan regarding this? How are we gonna fix that? This is a problem. I have my ideas on it, but it ain't about me. It's about the people. um, let me let me show y'all the job. There's a job creation graph. Um, pull it up here. In 1 second, I remember where I put it. Okay, I found it. So, uh, white-owned businesses generate 57 million jobs, and most of them being assumed by white people. Well, that employs 40% of white people. Black-owned businesses create 1.2 million jobs, and that employs possibly 5% of black people. Going forward, uh, these jobs created, this 57% of jobs created by white owned businesses employing just about half of their community, is enough to give every working age white adult $80,000 a year, $81,000 a year. On the flip side, black owned businesses that create 1.2 million jobs that could possibly employ 5% of black people are only able to pay their employees $4,842 a year. This is financial genocide. This is financial genocide. They're making 70s. They're able to provide a 70 something thousand, 70 some odd $1,000 advantage on black folks. And we sitting here screaming, singing Negro spirituals. That is gonna be okay. No, it's not. And it is not okay. This is mind-boggling. And I hope I ain't boring y'all out to death. This is mind-boggling. How can we ever establish equality or equity? That's the new internet reverberation. How can we establish equity at this rate? How can we ever stop crime in our communities, which is with crime which has decimated our communities at this rate? I want to know the answers. I want to know. I want to know the answers to this. Going forward, more statistics. The black family median household income is about $54,000 a year. Everybody else is about $80,000 a year. So not only is every other ethnic group in the country on average making about 20 some odd $1,000 more than the United States standardized living wage or median income, uh, uh, we still are behind in that respect, that regard, in that respect, uh, 20 some odd $1,000 annually. So together, that's maybe almost $50,000 annually that we are behind everybody else. And why is this? Is it because we don't study hard enough, like some people say? We don't work hard enough? Well, the statistics show that black people work, I think, I can look it up, but the last time I checked, I think we work subhanAllah, I don't want to misquote it, but we work like hundreds more hours than everybody else and are paid much less than everybody else. And just put it like that. I think it was something nuts, like 800 more hours than every other ethnic community in the country. I think it was something like that. I can find it. I can dig into it and find it. I came across it last year when I was doing some more studying. But we are on average behind $50,000 everybody else. So when it goes to starting that business, starting this, starting that, starting this, we are we how can we compete with other ethnic groups? How can we compete when I want to go and start my landscaping business, my construction business, my business consulting firm, my real estate firm? How can we get ahead? And we are on average $50,000 behind everybody else. How's it possible that we are going to balance things out? And we are just sitting here doing Negro spirituals. We just singing one day is gonna be okay. And we've been singing that same song for 500 years. When are we going to organize ourselves to make the necessary changes up against the systemic racism? All these statistics that I've been rattling off, and not this is not just me being racist or whatever people like to call it, nationalistic, whatever. There's a problem. I'm trying to diagnose the problem. Oh, excuse me. The problem has been diagnosed. I am just a news reporter that's bringing you the news, the breaking news about these statistics, about the diagnosis of the ramifications of slavery. And we need to wake up. We need to kick out of the TikTok, the Instagram world where we were just coping with what's going on. We're wasting time. We're wasting effort. We're wasting good minds and bodies. We are 50, and this is as a family. That's the statistics for family, black families. I don't want to read the statistics for single black women, which is the majority. That is the best case scenario for us. Black families are 50 something $1,000 behind everybody else in the race annually, behind everybody else in the race. How are we going to fix this? I have my ideas, but y'all think I'm not that smart. So I'm asking a facetious question. How does this get fixed? How do we get ahead? How do we get level? Forget getting ahead. How do we just get level? How do we get out of the submergence of this systemic racism? These statistics are not a result of our laziness, of us making YouTube video, TikTok funny videos, of us being rappers, of us murdering each other at the highest rates in the whole entire world, us womanizing our mothers, the mothers of our children. This is not the ramifications of that. That is the ramifications for this. Those behaviors, those social ailments that we love to criticize biasly is the ramification of systemic racism and not the other way around. They've thrown that in front of our eyes to make us believe that it's our fault we're at the bottom of the totem pole in the rat race. They've made us to believe. I see it all the time when you see just some ignorant video on TikTok. Black people all get judged about this ignorant video on TikTok. Some fool doing something, or some fools doing something foolish. I see all the trumpeters coming on there and like, this is the reason why they can't get ahead. This is the reason why we don't give them guns. This is the reason why we don't give y'all cars. This is the reason why we don't give y'all land. This is the reason this is how they talk. These people out. These are people who are families to doctors, judges, lawyers, prosecutors, corrections officers, police officers, prosecutors, all the people who control the flow of society. These, if they are not these people exactly, they are belong to the families and the community / tribes of people like this. So this is the ramification inside of those circles, and it seeps out. And social media has given everybody the courage to say things that they would never say in your face because they ain't gonna never see you. They can say it and get away with it. They can prove their point and get away with it. Make you know what they mean and get away with it. So all of these, and the list goes on. I'm gonna wrap this up, and this ain't the kind of stuff people like to talk about. I kind of knew that coming on here, and I didn't want to really do a video like this, but it drives me nuts. It really drives me nuts. It drives me nuts that stuff like this, that these statistics exist as a result of systemic racism, and we're not doing nothing about it. Shame on us that a girl twerking could get 80,000 views, not feeding the minds and the souls and the hearts of the people in the least bit. And this video can get telling us what's wrong and how we can get ahead and how we can better ourselves in every way, shape, form, and fashion. Probably won't get more than 30 views. Shame on us. Shame on us. We need to take control of this situation. I know everybody's stressed out, and it's easy to just, ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is easy. It's easy to pretend that we are happy. It's easy to, just block all of this from our minds. We get away. We escape the reality of what I'm putting in y'all's face right now, with the silly videos and stuff. Twerking and the skits and all that stuff. This is just a escape from this dark reality. But when are we going to buck up and do something about our situation? When are we going to buck up and do something about our situation? Are we going to continue to lay and roll around in the mud? Honestly, I think we are. Hey, somebody come join me in the and having a conversation about why I think we are defeated. We lost this battle and we are moving towards losing the war. Battles. Wars are won by battles. We have lost all of the battles, all of them. We haven't won one. We have not won one battle. So how can we possibly lose the war? In the time of the Prophet, alayhi salatu wasalam, Prophet Muhammad, for all the people who are non-Muslim, they don't know, the second war that was ever fought in the way of establishing Islam, the Battle of Uhud, there was a mountain called Uhud. The battle was fought there. The Muslims they laid down and rolled in the mud, and they lost the battle. And the Prophet ﷺ told them to retreat. The Prophet ﷺ told them to retreat, regroup. We need to retreat and regroup. That's my analysis of it. Somebody, one of you scholars, please teach me and teach us and prove me wrong. Right now, we pigs rolling in the mud. And it hurts me. It hurts to say that. It hurts to say that. It really makes me emotional. My people have been defeated. We're not even fighting back anymore. We used to fight back. We're not even fighting back anymore. And that's because I think that's because we Islam teaches us, and this is what I love about Islam so much, and why I left Christianity, and why I became a Muslim. Islam teaches us to fear only Allah, only fear God, only fear Allah. You got to go sooner or later. Your time is already written. Your time is already written, and they played the role of God in assassinating our leaders to make us know this what time it is. And we just was like, okay, all right. And we started rolling around in the mud. Some would argue, and I know they're gonna comment on this video. Some would argue, no, you got people working in the background. In the words of the Honorable Malcolm X, rahimahumullah, only a fool will allow his enemy to educate his children. There is no negotiation. How can you negotiate with evil? How? There's no negotiation. And for us trying to negotiate with Shaitan, the individuals that orchestrate this, play a part in it, who witness it and don't do anything about it, you are Shaitan. Period. Period. Silence is violence. For all the people say, "Hey, I didn't own any slaves. I didn't own it. Your family did," and you are reaping the benefits of slavery. And there's no movement. Black people cannot start the movement for reparations. White people have to start the movement for reparations. We don't have any power. We can't. We can't orchestrate the reparations. We're not the people with the pen. The people with the pen are the white people. And for as long as they do not pay us our reparations, it's evil. They are if they are not evil, they are the accomplices of evil. Period. This is Shaitan's work. This is not what Allah said. I don't care. I read a statistic said 80% of our government is Catholic. Well, 80% of our government are demons. The Catholics are not demons. The 80% of the government who claim to be Catholics, they are demons. And I feel strongly about that. Knowingly and unknowingly. Because you know we need reparations. You know what has been done to us is wrong. You know it. And if you sat by and you watch something that has been done out of injustice, and you are a government official and you haven't moved to make sure that that injustice has been made to be just, you're evil. You're doing Shaitan's work. Period. So, family, I had a few more statistics. I think that might have been a little bit too heavy. My 1.5 viewers is still about this type of stuff. I know I ain't twerking and talking about who baby punched in the mouth at the bowling alley and all that stuff. I know I'm boring, but you know, yeah, one of the great warriors of Islam, uh, about this topic, he said, "Give me 10 believers over 100." He said, "Give me 10 mu'minun over 100 Muslims." Let that sink in. And for the non-Muslims, 10 believers are the ones who are the best in faith. And the Muslims is, your everyday, arguably, your everyday Sunday churchgoers. They don't do nothing wrong. They kind of just stagnated. They don't do nothing wrong. They show up on Sunday, they praise. They didn't understand what the sermon was about, and they got family. And they go home. Those people that do just a little, just a little bit of good. That's so give me 10 believers over 10 Muslims, over 10 Sunday church going Muslims, Christians, believer, whatever. Give me 10 believers over 100 Muslims. And with that, I don't see any comments. This stuff is kind of heavy or boring. I don't see any comments. So inshallah. I mean, anybody got any comments? I see it's like maybe 3 or 4 people. Anybody got any comments? I really want to have this conversation. What is this? Get out of here. Anybody got any comments before I sign this out? We right at an hour. Just the first time I did a video and kept it right at an hour. Alhamdulillah. That's my goal every time I do a video, is just to put it right at an hour. Okay, I don't see any comments. So if you got to rewind this video just to attack what I said, please. I put this video out here to be an attack. Please attack what I'm saying so we can be critical in our thinking. Please do. Please do. I need clarification on what the plan is. Last thing that I'm going to say is these statistics that I went over in this video, being a result of systemic racism, is what has decimated our community. These are the things that have contributed to the drug use of all sorts, the selling and the usage of the drugs, all of the other mental illnesses that are in our community. A lot of this stuff, the poverty and the systemic racism that is orchestrated on us on a daily basis is damaging to the mind. It has driven our people crazy. So when y'all see TikTok videos and Instagram videos of us just acting a complete fool, remember what was said in this video. We have been driven crazy by the systemic racism. And the evidence for that is all the other colored peoples in the world. You can look at the whole of the entirety of the African continent, over 1 billion Black people. You don't see them doing that stuff. They got problems. They're not perfect. Their governments aren't perfect. But no other peoples in the entirety of the world is doing the ignorant things that we are doing and that y'all see on TikTok and Instagram. This is the evidence for that claim. Nobody in the world, on the planet, nobody, I don't care if they're European or if they're African and everything in between, nobody is doing this stuff. We are doing this, and we're leading, and we are actually corrupting the world with this stuff. That's a different video for a different day. So just know that, inshallah, questions, comments. I mean, if there are comments, I want people to challenge this because I want people to think. I want to invite the people who may comment on it, who see this later and may comment on this video. I may invite you to conversate with me about this. Tough conversation to have, and it ain't gonna be a sweet ride. So be careful when you comment, because this is serious business. I'm gone. I just had to get this out of my head. I love y'all for the sake of Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.